Got another video here for you today. What I want to jump into is it's a topic that's actually related to all the other messages I've been putting on Facebook. The message I'm attempting to get out there anyway. Sometimes I'm going to be bringing up examples that trigger people into thinking that I'm talking about something else. Where really I'm just bringing up those examples because they're current and I can see the miscommunication that can happen, right? So I want to give you a bit of a background on where my journey kind of started in this. I think it's something we all do. I think there's a share of us that do it a majority of the time. And I think there are some people who are waking up. They're realizing that when they call out what they believe is facts, in the back of their mind, they start thinking, hang on, did I actually check all the facts? All right. So I want to give an example. Now, this all started from a learning development I was going through where I was actually studying NLP, hypnosis, and coaching. This was purely for personal development reasons at the time. However, then led me on to a journey of, well, this guy here as a result of it. Obviously, this is the second trophy for the full year of being a sales representative. How does NLP and hypnosis have anything to do with that? Well, it was a communication style, understanding different languages and whatnot. And yeah, at that point in time, I ended up becoming number one sales rep in Australia in that category based on results only for 1 month, but the rest of the 12 months, well, that was number one sales rep in Victoria. And that was a result of learning what I did. Now, there was a second course I went on to called Master Prac. From there, I came out with a whole new set of knowledge or understanding, and I was ready to take on the world and head out there and start spreading the things that I want to do. At the time, it was building a business. If you can see that one there, yeah, that one never took off. It was kind of my first attempt in business. I had no idea what I was doing, really. That was something I didn't learn. But where I'm going with this is I had a friend. I said I had a friend because I'm no longer friends with this person because I basically came to a conclusion that we had nothing in common. There was our values were different, our morals were different, our beliefs were so different that it kind of did rub me up the wrong way. And I'll get into the specifics a little bit. But basically, we hung out this one time, and I was telling him about what it is that I want to achieve in my business. And I'll give you background. What I wanted to do was reach out mainly to men, but also females, because I've seen them do this, who basically jeopardize their own desires, their own wants, to just jump into any old relationship because they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to find anyone else, so I'll reduce my expectations just so I can have this, and that's a big no-no. Never do that. I'll leave that for another video. So after I was telling my ideas of what I want to do and help people in relationships, not just dating, I'm talking about relationships with themselves, relationships in business, whatever it was. Clearly, the message I was trying to get out there was confusing. That was the feedback I was getting from a lot of people. So this particular guy, he then started talking a lot about, well, oh man, you should go out there and try to, teach men to manipulate women and get them in the sack. And I'm like, whoa. No, I'm not interested in that whatsoever. That completely goes against my own values and morals. Not going to happen. It's like, nah, man, you got to do it. Guys want it out there, and you should even look at this book here. So he referred to that book a lot, and this is where I started getting triggered. This is the point of this topic today. I actually started berating him to the point, I'm like, no way, I'm not going to do that. I do not believe in that sort of stuff. I believe that book is absolutely shameful, and it's teaching people the wrong message. Now, here's where I didn't do my own research on the book. I basically just took in word of mouth from what I heard of other people, from what I heard of people on YouTube. This guy was, I think at the time he was blocked from coming to Australia and doing this sort of stuff, or maybe it was another guy who wanted to teach that sort of stuff. Um, but at the end of it, I'm berating him and pretending I knew exactly what I was talking about in regards to that book. And it wasn't until a few days later I started thinking, I don't actually know anything that's in that book. I just berated him, claiming that I had an understanding of it based on what other people have said, on videos they created on YouTube. Now, here's the funny thing: when I started doing a bit more research, even on those videos on YouTube where there are people basically saying the book's rubbish, stay away from it, it teaches you how to do these things. Um, Admittedly, in those videos, they also said we only read a few pages and skimmed through the other pages and just had to stop because it was nasty. And I'm like, all right, cool. So they're kind of agreeing with me, but at the same time, they haven't read the book. I haven't read the book. What's up with that? Did some more research. I found a video of, I think it was Jennifer Gardner and this guy. What's his name? Neil Strauss or Strauss. I don't know. And he's being interviewed on it. And at the end of the video, Jennifer Gardner's pretty much, don't quote me if it is Jennifer Gardner, I think it is. Um, at the end of it, she goes, "This is just communication. This is exactly what I would like a guy to do with me." Now, here's the difference. The Jennifer, confident. Um, the Some of the other people that are doing these videos, I would have come to I guess a theory that they're not so confident because they're reacting in such a way versus the confident lady Jennifer Garner. Um, at the end of the day, all it is communication, right? Not only that, but the book, it isn't even a how-to. Don't get me wrong. Some people, when they read it, they could see how it could be a how-to, but it isn't. It's basically a story of a dude who went through, met some famous people, met some not famous people, started a bit of an inside club, and their pure intention was to, I guess, dominate. And they learnt some techniques and strategies which enabled them to do this. And they had some secret code words. It's not a how-to. Anyone could read this and try to replicate it, and I think that's what the those girls were talking about on the video. Is guys will read this and try to replicate it, but it's not teaching you anything. It's not teaching you the how-to. All it does is piss off confident girls because they can see straight through it. They can recognize it because they've probably read the book too. So anyway, where I'm going with this is kind of my first understanding of when I accused someone of believing in something, and kind of claimed that I knew what they were talking about, and tried to push my own perspective without checking the facts. So you might even recognize this from time to time that you do it. You may have been pulled up on it from time to time, and that's cool. Um, what I encourage you to do is actually recognize it more often. Because if you can recognize it more often, you can actually stop yourself from going down that path. And you can actually say to the person, hey, look, I don't fully know 100% of what you're talking about is fact. Thanks for sharing it with me. If I find it interesting enough, I'll go do fact checking myself. Rather than you putting your own views and opinions in a way that you believe it's 100% truth by putting the other person down and calling it truth. Because that doesn't work. They could do the exact same thing back to you, and it really gets you nowhere. All it does is get people upset, starts dividing them, and now you've got two sides. Yeah, there is a theme to where I'm going to go through most of my videos, and that's what I want to get out there. I'm not going to claim that I'm never going to do it, because I know there's still some times that I do it. I'm like, oh wait, maybe I don't have all the information. So then I'll ask some questions, and that in itself might annoy some people, because like, why are you asking that? You should already know. How should I already know? What did I was born with knowledge straight away? No, people learn by asking questions. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you've got any questions, put them in the comment box. If you've got a question or a topic that you think I could talk about, yeah, please send me a message, put it in the comment box, and I'll do my best. If you're asking me to do a topic on, I don't know why I thought of this, but I don't know, paintings. I just looked at a painting then. I don't have much knowledge on paintings. I probably won't do that, but you can still ask me. Right? Preferably, I'd like it to be more tailored to I guess strategies, techniques. How do you work with anxiety? How do you work with depression? Considering that was my expertise for many years. Um, Whatever it is, feel free to ask me. I encourage that. So reach out. Thanks, guys. See ya.